And now moving to like the marketing side,
Mm.
where like what are the main challenges that Indian marketers are facing? I know, like, what are they missing from the United States that you see American companies are doing? And like, what are the major trends that you're seeing in marketing? Like, I don't know, for example, Spain seems to be like 5 years behind marketing in America. So do you see that happening in India, or do you think marketing in India is in a good place?
No. I think marketing in India is still digital marketing. Traditional marketing, I think, is quite brilliant.
Right.
But digital marketing, I think, is very rudimentary at the moment. Because one fact that digital marketing just became viable in the last decade.
Yeah.
Two is, I think a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of companies have been built in the last 15 years. I've seen Facebook and Google as the primary form of marketing. And really,
Right.
that should be the end of your sales funnel. That's the guys you convert, not the guys you show off your product to.
Right.
So simple things like content marketing is either doesn't exist or is done for the sake of it. Of just put out something and move on. There's no
Right.
idea of what is a brand position, what is a brand value, what are we chasing,
Makes sense.
what do we bring to the customer.
Right.
A lot of marketing is still focused on what do we do. It's feature-focused marketing rather than benefit-focused marketing.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So there is definitely scope for improvement when it comes to digital marketing. But the second issue here is what we talked about earlier is we're just so heterogeneous. How
Right.
do you build an ad that taps into everyone's feelings? I
Makes
mean, the traditional guys who've been doing it on TV have got a little bit of it. I mean, the bigger companies that sell products like soap, which everyone just needs.
Right.
That works. People who sell phones, everyone wants a phone. Those kind of things which don't tap into a specific section of society, a specific demographic or a TG, and have been around for a while, they understand that marketing has got a lot to do with branding, especially in a country like India, which is very value for money. People are not ready to buy things to try them.
Yeah.
So
it must be hard because you guys have very different like society in terms of like how heterogenic you are. So like segmenting and targeting has to be complicated for sure. How about like the B2B space? Like, what do you see in the B2B space? Not in terms of marketing, but comparing B2B and agencies with America. How do you see the B2B in India landscape look like, or where are the B2B companies that you know doing marketing nowadays? And do you think that's working? Do you think it's effective?
So I think B2B is actually pretty good in India, I think. I can't really compare to America because I don't know the details of how that system works.
Right.
But the B2B in India works pretty well. Like I'm going to just give you an example of, I know a couple of people who've got a year-old company that's a B2B warehousing company.
Right.
It helps people warehousing stuff and all. And they've been hit pretty hard by the pandemic, right? Because everyone's got to sit at home.
Yeah.
But in the last week, they've ramped up again because a lot of these warehouses are opening up a little bit, but they don't have any employees because all the employees they had to furlough all went back to their town. So a lot of migrant workers.
Makes sense.
Or they found other jobs because they had to survive. So these guys are reopening, but they don't have employees. And this middleman, who's a year and a half old, just in a week built an entire digital platform product to connect jobs to people. And it's working smoothly because these B2B connections, they're very personal connections.
Yeah.
They're based on like a sort of an old boys club.
Yeah.
So to get stuff up and running fast, once you break into the club, it's easier. I mean, it still takes time. I mean, this is a very specific example which is running fast, but it's like any B2B that takes 3 months, 4 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, from the amount that I've seen, it seems to be a fairly well-known process that everyone understands. Everyone knows when they're being sold to. Everyone knows how to sell to people. It takes time. You got to go take them out for lunch. Hey, I bought you some sweets from my hometown when I'm in town. How are you doing? How's the wife? You got to do it. It's a churn, but there's definitely a process that works.
Yeah.
And that everyone has accepted, like an unofficial industry standard.
Makes sense. It seems like there's marketing opportunity, right? It seems like there's things that marketers could be doing. Like, do you think marketers, for example, steal from the like American marketing, for example? That's something we do in
Um,
Spain. Like I see
hmm.
Spanish marketers stealing strategies from American marketers, uh, for B2B
So I
especially.
think, yeah. So I think just because American marketing is so big, I mean, the fact that just the Super Bowl advertising, right? It makes headlines all over the world. Look at this. Look at the advertising. What's the
Right.
best advert? Stuff like that. American marketing is just so big that it's hard to ignore it and hard to ignore the practices.
Yeah.
But I'd say, see, any smart marketers, you've got to constantly be looking at what are people doing in Spain, in America,
Right.
whatever, in Brazil, South Korea, whatever,
It's a good point.
wherever. Yeah, I mean, when you've got platforms like Medium, where these people are coming out and talking about what they're doing on a daily basis, or
Yeah.
LinkedIn for that matter, if you can get the right connection, any smart marketer should, whether Indians are doing it or not, whether they're comfortable in the fact that, hey, I've got these connections, the connections are paying me enough to survive,
Makes sense.
that's definitely a debate. I think there's definitely opportunity to change that. I mean, that's what we're trying to do at Local, is change the way business is done.
Yeah.
But advertising is done at least.
I 100% agree.